Hey guys, it's Ben the Coin Geek at Old Pueblo Coin. Thanks so much for being here today. For a video that is kind of fun, I'm going to unveil here's some pretty cool coins from this Wayte Raymond album. Actually, there's two albums. The gentleman who had the patent on patent number 1,719,962. Once they got to, what was it? Once they got to 1,000, the guy said, "We'll never need another patent." Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. This is a fun little video where I'm going to make observations. At the time of the filming, I don't know exactly the route these coins are going to take coming forth from this holder. I just want to talk to you about what I'm seeing here and just go from there, because there's lots of observations to be made just about the holder. And by that I mean, let's look at these coins that are struck from different decades and what they have in common. Once again, this is just kind of all about training the eyeball to see what we can see with this early bust half dollar, 1806. And I have not done anything to look up varieties or sub-varieties or anything like that yet. We're not going to talk too much about values. We're really just going to focus on coin quality, coin history, and these albums. And what does it mean? What does it mean once a coin's in an album like this, and when you see a coin with the look that these coins have? Maybe you can infer something. You can infer something about the way that silver over time interacts with whatever cardboard and sulfur was in these holders. So the 1806 is lovely. I want to take a look and see. We'll look closer at each coin, but I basically want to do a distant view mostly on all these coins. And by that, I mean just get a look and feel for kind of what happened on these coins. They are darkly toned over, starting to get even thick in places. This was the 1808. That is not a scratch. That looks like a pencil mark of all things. From a distance, I thought that was a scratch. And you can romanticize with me just a little bit about where these coins have been, who held them, who put them together. The backstory was that the family member that sold them said they hadn't been out for 50 years, you know, out in the daylight, so to speak. So this is another one of those little time capsules. And one of the reasons people get coins graded is because when you start to see the similar look on each of these coins, it is because they are having a chemical reaction while they're in these holders over these years. And some of these chemical reactions we like, and some we don't, right? So sometimes we enjoy what's happening to the coin. Other times it bothers us. So one of the things you'll notice is they all start to have a little bit of this iridescent sunset colors, shall we say. It's not no vibrant blues. It's mostly like a little bit of the oranges and reds. And also, which we kind of like those, also at the same time, you're starting to see some of these dark circles around the exterior of the coins, around the outer rims. Right, so there's dark areas that's pretty consistent on most all of these coins. See how it's getting darker and darker around the edge? So, and that starts to provide a look that's probably not as welcome. And then, of course, you have, like on this 1806, you actually have a lot of that darkness turning into like kind of like spotting, which is also, of course, not attractive. You prefer a coin when it's like a little bit nicer, this 1833, a little bit more of an original look to it, I think, underneath that plastic. Speaking of the plastic, let's move the plastic out of the way, shall we? It's like the big reveal. Because once the plastic's out of the way, it's different. So this coin looks like it's a pretty nice coin all in all. I would have my concern about a couple of these coins. My take generally on holders like this is the more of the darkness you start to see, oftentimes it's an indication that the coin itself had been cleaned previously. So if you want to hear what people say when they talk about a slide mark, see these things, they slide out? Now listen. right? So hopefully that's mostly just cardboard on plastic, but also I think we know that it can be on the coin. So when you see really fine slide marks on a coin, that's what they're usually referring to. So the darkness, as I was saying before, it seems to me that it gets a little bit heavier, thicker on coins that I perceive to have probably been cleaned in the past. So like this 1808 here, definitely feels like it's been cleaned in the past. Now it may straight grade, it might, but it just feels like somebody kind of polished it up at one point, and then when it retoned, yeah, see the way the metal flows just in this area here. Watch how it goes, like different directions right there. That's just an old cleaning. Some old cleanings are kind of forgiven or forgivable. Okay, so I do know that there's two 1809s. The 1809 has what, the lettered and the X's, is that what that is? One of the fun things about these older pieces here is the edge printing, which oftentimes you can't really see when they're in holders. So that's the downside of the holders. So there's $1.50. So it says 50 cents. And then we get to use the word or, it's OR, half a dollar. So it's like a complete sentence there. 50 cents or half a dollar. So I like to remind people to be flexible when it comes to coins, as I'm likely to say penny and cent and get yelled at by somebody. All right, there's another little section here where we have some quarters and halves, some seated halves. So once again, what we're seeing here is the similar attributes on these coins that have been in these holders. They weren't necessarily the best thing for preservation. So here we have one more example of a coin that looks like it was a fairly high-grade coin, this 1876. And the level of darkness on here, maybe I'll send a couple of these in to get graded, but the level of thick, heavy toning on here is, I think, in my opinion, not really a pleasant level of toning, right? So I gotta go all the way out here. Get the coin on the end. Well, also this guy looks like he may have been cleaned before he was put in the holder. Not too uncommon to see that. But also the level of toning, being very, very original, may save the bacon, so to speak, on this coin and get it to straight grade if I send it in to get it holdered. But you can see that shiny surface. It's not like a natural, like proof-like surface. And so on a coin that is this high grade, I would hope to see something that looks a little bit more like luster and a lot less like reflectivity. So on this particular guy, maybe we'll try sending him in. Even then, on a lot of coins like we're seeing in this group, it definitely feels like some acetone would be in order to get kind of that heavy layer of stuff off the surface of the coins. So sometimes people wonder about where you get old coins to get them certified. Occasionally they'll be in sets like these, but oftentimes it's really becomes a very difficult value proposition because the cost of grading has gone up so much. And, unless you're able to keep that margin built in when you purchase a coin, it becomes very, very difficult to be able to get coins certified. And so usually on coins that are, a couple $100s or less, it's kind of harder to get them certified. and be profitable. Now, if you're just a collector and you've got an old coin that you've had a long time and you'd rather have it preserved, it's really a different conversation, because your value proposition is not so much about being able to maintain a profit margin and pay for your overhead. It is a lot more of just trying to preserve for future generations and for yourself. And so these old Wayte Raymond holders did a nice job with that to a certain extent, but not all the way, right? So that different types of darkness that are on these coins will be problematic for some of them. By the way, that early coin we looked at that said 50 cents or half a dollar, kind of fun, because then you've got one of the things just to observe over time, how things changed over time. Here it did say 50 cent on it, and eventually your very first coins did not have a denomination on them. There you go, the obverse or reverse. So that 50 cent piece did not have a denomination on it. And then you went to the 50 cent here, and then half dollar here. So actually half doll. So it was abbreviated. So 50 cent, and then you went to half dollar. So anyways, and then we've got some quarters also here that said abbreviated quarter dollar. So abbreviations were a thing. And while I'm here, I may as well point out, sometimes you'll see the varieties on these guys with motto, no motto, arrow, and raise. So motto is the "In God We Trust." With raise, with the arrow and raise, you see all those rays popping out the back of that eagle everywhere. And then this one here has no raise and has no motto. So very, very different kind of generational. It looks like the person who put this together, I don't know that they were trying to put together a typeset or what have you, because you do have quite a few types, but they're not really labeled. They're just kind of numbered. And just kind of some fun stuff here. We'll have to do some sleuthing and maybe figure out a little bit more on the varieties and sub-varieties. If you like coins like these, once again, if you're looking on eBay, maybe this will help you understand what you're looking at. If someone is putting up honest pictures as far as where the coins came from and how they look, so you can infer a little bit from that. But an 1806 half dollar is several $100s. A lot of these other half dollars are probably in that $150 to $200 range, and some of these other guys are probably the $100 and under range, probably on a lot of these coins on board number 2, minus a couple exceptions. So, guys, thanks for being here with me on this journey. That's me. I'm Ben, the Coin Geek. Thanks for joining us. You can subscribe by clicking on the owl button in the corner and watch more videos on the right side of the screen. Thanks.